Alrighty, here is a first 24 hours impression of a new IceCo cooler that I just picked up on a 4th of July sale. I believe it was the APL20, so 20 liters of storage, or 21 quarts, I believe. Comes with both an AC and a DC adapter. It's a single zone, so you can either use it as a fridge or a freezer. I believe it was rated from 4F to 68F. I picked this up for doing road trips. Didn't need anything big since I don't do any rural camping for an excessive amount of time. Mostly going to be using it just to store food, to have snacks while out on the road. Hold some water, soda, stuff to make sandwiches. Maybe to pick up a microwave meal for hotel room dining that evening, wherever I might be. So I think it'll work out great for that. Power consumption is quite low. Currently just playing around with having it plugged in on an anti-gravity, I believe it's a PS80 power bank, or whatever you want to call it these days. It's been running for about 7 hours now, just on the power bank with no power to the power bank. And it's still showing a 100% capacity. I haven't measured, what the exact duty cycle is, but it'll run for about 30 watts for a couple minutes and then shut off. Don't know if you can hear that, but that's the compressor running. It's pretty quiet, which is another reason why I went with this particular brand, is I don't want to hear this thing running if I have it in my hotel room at night or next to a tent if I do use it for camping. Controls are over on the side. I won't get too in-depth I won't go into any details with those. I'm sure there's plenty of other videos out there with that information, but it was easy to set. Currently running it on the eco mode, which when it does cycle, it runs at about 30 watts. On max, it will run at the rated 50 or 55 watts. That's listed in the manual and on the website. Currently waiting for the battery pack from IceCo. I believe they said those were shipping out mid-July. And then I'll play around with how I want to set it up for doing road trips, but I'll probably use both the IceCo battery pack and this anti-gravity power station, power block, or whatever you want to call it again. And that should provide enough power to leave it overnight, run all day. If it's not plugged into my truck while it's running. And that is about it. It did cool off rather quickly, as listed on the website. It probably, I plugged it in, checked on it about a half hour later, and the walls were cool to the touch on the inside. And then it's been set at 32 since then for the last 24 hours. The water bottles I placed inside are nice and cold. And so far, so good. And maybe I'll do a follow-up on this at a later date after I get some more time in with it. Or maybe after the road trip that I purchased it for, which I'll be doing in October for a couple weeks. Enjoy.